Hey guys, welcome back to the Collector Car Network. My name is Luke. We are here at SEMA. Behind me is the WD-40 booth, and they've partnered up with YouTubers Throtl to bring us something really cool. If you've been following their 5-part series on YouTube, you'll know that they were kind of rebuilding a 2005 Ford GT. But the question was, could it be done in 60 days before SEMA 2025? And as you can see behind me, the answer is yes.
Tired of digging through forums and YouTube for answers? Orion will show you how to replace any part on any vehicle, and it's 100% free. Get step-by-step video instructions and over 1 million name brand parts at distributor level prices, all in one place. Check it out now at howto.com.
SEMA is loud in a way that only a trade show can be loud, where every booth is competing to be that thing that you remember on the flight home. For me, I think there was one thing that did just that: the WD-40 and Throtl's Ford GT. The builders Throtl didn't originally set out on a noble quest to save a Ford Halo car. They found a smashed 2005 Ford GT that had been purchased as a largely disassembled mess and tried to turn it into something worthy of the SEMA floor. Now that sentence sounds somewhat straightforward until you remember what Ford GT means in the real world. A short production run, an aluminum structure, proprietary parts, and an enthusiast market that treats NLA like a jump scare. Ford only built the first generation GT for 2005 and 2006, with just over 4,000 produced, which is not enough cars to have easy spares 2 decades later. Now the build's turning point was also its most uncomfortable truth. Early on, the team realized that the aluminum tub, which is the structure that is basically the car's spine, was bent beyond what they felt comfortable repairing. Now, if you have never shopped for a Ford GT tub, congratulations on your stress-free life. Sourcing another one was almost impossible until a wrecked tungsten GT became an unwilling organ donor. Then came the economics of scarcity. When parts exist, they are often used, sometimes damaged, and still priced like museum artifacts. Get this, a lower control arm can cost as much as $10,000 used, in poor condition. The team fabricated what they could, but they could not fabricate time. They estimate they spent 6 figures on replacement parts like suspension arms, end links, uprights, and hubs, with the extra insult that those parts are not secretly shared with a Mustang. They are proprietary, which is a polite way of saying good luck. With OEM panels essentially unobtainable, the car moved to Doran GT2 style carbon fiber bodywork, then required what sounds like an absurd amount of hours simply to make the panels line up the way a normal Ford GT is supposed to look. WD-40's own write-up frames the build as a resurrection, an authentic Doran GT2 carbon fiber body kit, custom 3D printed headlights, HRE 305 classic forged wheels, Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R tires, Fortune Auto coilovers, and of course, Wilwood big brakes front and rear. The funny part is, the most dramatic looking pieces are not the ones that actually mattered the most. The iconic supercharged 5.4-liter V8 only needed a simple rebuild, but the Ricardo manual transmission required a bit more attention because its internals were damaged in the crash and just needed a skilled machinist to put things right. And in a choice that feels almost rebellious at SEMA, the powertrain was left stock. One thing I noticed when I was standing there was that we are actually watching a shift in what preservation means. Sometimes preserving is keeping something original. Sometimes it's admitting that originality is not possible anymore, then rebuilding with enough care that the car's identity survives, even as the materials change. This GT was assembled from wreckage and scarcity, then finished with race-proven carbon and modern components, but it still reads as a Ford GT in the way that it sits. It makes you remember why Ford built something like this in the first place. Now, the plan, according to WD-40, is for this car to be driven hard after the show, not parked forever. That detail is kind of what makes the whole thing click for me. A resurrection is only real if the thing comes back to life. And life for a Ford GT is not sat behind a velvet rope. Guys, that's pretty much going to be it for the video. Throtl has a great multi-part series of bringing this thing back to life on their channel. I would highly suggest going over there and check it out if you want to learn more. I would love to hear, again, what you think about this thing down below in the comments. And that's pretty much going to be it for the video. I hope you learned something new, and my name is Luke. I will see y'all in the next video.
Hi everyone, we're at SEMA 2025 and this is the Magic Man _go on Instagram and TikTok. This is my magic fiber. What it is, it's a digital carbon fiber that you could change to any color. If you want it green, red, purple, anything that you want. And I'm so happy to be here at SEMA.
Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Remember, if you're in the market for a collector car, going over to our website, classiccars.com, and that's our online marketplace with over 38,000 listings live across the site. Also, be sure to check out our sister website at autohunter.com. That's going to be our 7-day online auction. That's it for me, and I'll see y'all in the next video.